You've never lost hope, Dr. Dogar?
No.
Never lost hope. Was there a fear that you had that you may never have gotten him here or would have taken much longer?
At one point, actually, at one point when his visa application was rejected because we didn't have a good we didn't have the certificate of no objection from the Newfoundland government. I really, at one point, I thought was to resign and give up everything and go back. But deep down, I had a hope because I'm on the right, and I believe that he has to be here.
Yes.
So when we applied for the appeal against the decision, that was a hope. But delay was a little bit difficult because there was a 9-month time period to waiting time for the appeal will be heard. So those 9 months were difficult. But a little bit uncertain as well, because depending upon what the immigration officer there has written in the decision, which we did, at that time we didn't know.
So the delays and the red tape, so to speak, with the bureaucracy and everything, was it more so with the Canadian than the Pakistani, or?
No, it was only with the Newfoundland government.
Oh, okay.
Nothing to do with the immigration department in federal government. Pakistani government has practically no role in that. What we needed was a no objection certificate from the Newfoundland government, and that took time for the Department of Child Welfare to organize that and arrange that. So that was basically delay.
Okay. Well, the good news is Ibrahim is home with you, but had he not been home during or after the assassination of the Pakistani leader Benazir Bhutto, do you think there might have been some delay in the process of getting him here?
I don't know, because the visa process is dealt with by immigration department in the federal government, which run parallel with the embassy in Pakistan. So obviously, if there is unrest in any country, my understanding would be logically there will be some delays in the process, because they would take some more extra precautious effect for the embassy. So probably that would have caused a little bit more delay. I mean, it's logical thinking, yes. But I really don't know how the embassies of people work. Because
it certainly upset the country over there.
It does, yes, it is. It is. Yeah. I mean, there was for 3 days there was almost everything was shut down. Practically, everything was 3 days was shut down. There was no communication. So, if the riots started, then obviously Islamabad will be one of the cities there will be, and they certainly will affect. Because what happens whenever there is a alert or unrest, usually the embassies they shut down. Either they reduce their working hours or they close down for some period of time. So if that would have happened, that certainly would have been.
But you didn't have to worry about that.
No,
I just wondered about that.
Yes, no. I had the visa before that. I had a visa in September. The reason I went in December was because he was in his last term in the school there, and the term was starting here in January. So,
right.
So there was no point in getting him out of the term from there. So his last assessment was done in mid-December. So that's when I went there, and by end of December, 30th of December.
I know. It's a wonderful date for you, something you won't forget.
Oh, no.
Because you just acted immediately once you got the approval.
I mean, before, for me, the Christmas came early in September.
Exactly.
And then after Christmas, the New Year for me was... I can't describe this.
Oh, I'm sure. We can only imagine what you must have felt like, not having him here.
Yeah. When I had it, I literally had when actually the judge, he gave decision in May, my lawyer congratulated me, and I couldn't speak.
No,
I
for sure.
Say a word, and I had tears in my eyes. And, he knew.
That's right. Oh.
Now, it was the same feeling actually coming into the Canadian.
Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine. Yeah. Now, you had a long flight to go to Pakistan from Gander. What was probably the hardest thing for you? What were you thinking on your way home to get him?
Mixed feeling, really.
Yes, I'm sure.
It was mixed feeling, and this and that. And my first actually concern was when we land in Halifax, there will be a lot of snow.
Right.
And what his reaction would be to see so much snow.
That's right, definitely.
But there's, as usual here in Canada, our plane broke down, and instead of 3 hours, we were sitting in
Halifax?
11 hours. So he had plenty of the snow to look at. But when we landed in Gander, we landed about 1:45. It was after midnight. And first thing he did was he landed off the plane and he started kicking snow. And I knew. So
yes, that's right.
yes,
For sure.
he's home.
Now, you were a bit concerned about how he was going to adjust to the new country, the new school system and everything, but he's worked out really well.
Perfect. A lot better than even my imagination what I even thought. He did wonderful in school, and I'm very thankful to the Male Crest Academy people as well, and the teacher as well. Obviously, they would be has to be nice.
That's right.
On my part, luckily he is not that shy. He's quite confident. He knows what he's doing. And the first day when we were going to school, he actually told me that, Papa, why do you need to go to school? And so I told him, look, I need to sign a few papers. And he said, just tell me where the bus is. And
He done so well with the bus.
yes.
He didn't want to ride the first day, but
No,
Papa had to bring him, right?
Yes.
Now, I know that adjusting to having a young man around the house might have been a very pleasant adjustment, but what some things have changed for you to have him with
A
you?
lot, actually. I don't get to see as much television shows which I used to see. Now what I see is a cricket or whatever is being.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
I don't have I used to spend quite a lot of time on the internet and in touch with the friends and email, and I just forget about that. In between, I simply can't. The reason is at the moment is I'm until some of my family members arrive. I'm his mother, I'm his father,
That's
I'm
right.
his friend, I'm his brother, I'm his sister. So whenever he gets to home, I have to feed him. Then he has to play with me. Then he has to talk with me. Then he has
Right.
to watch television with me. So I'm everything.
You're everything. Oh my.
So I have to play multiple roles.
That's right.
I'll not
That's
play.
right.
I have to.
I know what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah, you're everything to him.
A responsibility
right
as a multiple roles.
That's right. That's
That's
right.
what it is. So.
Yeah.
In a way, I'm happy as well.
I know you are
A lot of
happy.
time I was wasting my time on the internet. Anyway.
That's right. Now you're really doing something with a purpose, right?
and the watching news is basically depressing anyway.
Oh, yeah, you got that
very,
right.
Very few good news
That's true.
from around the world.
I have to agree with you there.
So it's not that I miss very much.
Now your relatives they must have found it very hard to see Ibrahim come over here to Canada, but they're planning a visit over here.
Well, my parents to begin with, actually he was the first child in the next generation. So for my parents and for our family, everything revolves around him. So the first child is always, is always the center of
That's right.
everything.
You know it is.
My actually father, he has never been. My mother has been here. He lived for 5
Yes.
months and in Grandfather, she loved it here. People were very helpful, and she felt welcome because people tried to talk to her, even though she doesn't speak in English or except she can understand words, but the sentences she cannot. But everybody was welcoming, and how are you, how are you keeping, nodding head, and she felt very welcome. And she told me that I'm going to come back here, but don't leave this place. I love it here.
Is that right?
But my father has never been. And initially when I applied for the immigration, my father used to say that, look, what I do, I have never been out of Pakistan and I'll be bored. You can take your mother, but I'm fine here. I said, okay, you don't have to come, but I have applied for the visa for both of you, so you have to go for an interview if they call you, and after that it's up to your option, choice if you don't want to go. So since Ibrahim has come here,
Yes.
and I have spoken, I said, why is taking that long to speak?
He's changed his tune.
Yes.
Well, that's wonderful.
Why is taking so long for the visa process? So I'm hoping for them to come after the snow and winter.
Right.
Probably in April sometime. Because my mother was here in summer, but snow is something they are not used to, and they will be
That's for
housebound,
sure.
not able to, mobility will be restricted.
I'd even
But
go longer
they-
than April.
I know, but I hope, my hope. But they are very keen to come straight away. For one reason is obviously they miss him. And the second is for them, they understand that it's me have to work and look after him, so it will be a good help and hand at least until.
Yes, that's exactly right. And they'll get to enjoy him and how he's adjusted so well to Grand Falls, Windsor, Newfoundland.
Perfect, yes. Yeah. I'm so happy and so relieved actually.
You know you are.
Yes.
Yeah, I can understand.
As a matter of fact, the other day he came from school and I asked him, have you any homework? He said, I'll do it later, boy. So I knew
It didn't take long.
No, I said, no, he's
Oh, he's into it.
now I'm waiting for someday to call him my son. That will be no, he's just very well.
I am so happy. I am so happy for you. And Dr. Dogar, it's a story with a happy ending. Thanks so much.
Yes. Thank you very much. I really appreciate. Thanks for
Thank you. Well, if you'd like to make a comment on anything you see here on Grand Central, here's how to get in touch with us.
Strike up the band.